North Korea, the Hermit Kingdom, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, a nation that remains one of the most isolated on earth, where the reality is stranger than fiction. Imagine living in a country where the calendar doesn't start with the birth of Christ, but instead with the birth of a leader, where the current year is not 2024, but Juche 113, a place where your hairstyle is decided by the government and every move you make is under surveillance. This is a country with a capital city so meticulously designed, it looks like it belongs in a utopia, but venture just a few miles outside and you'll find a stark contrast, a world frozen in time. Did you know North Korea has an entire city built only as a propaganda tool to deceive its southern neighbor? Or that their borders are guarded not just by soldiers but by loudspeakers broadcasting relentless messages? But there's more. North Korea boasts one of the world's largest military forces, yet struggles to keep its lights on at night. It's a land of paradoxes, where patriotism is mandatory, yet so much of its history and culture remains hidden from the world. What about their bizarre festivals, or the fact that their space program has made headlines, not for success but for its surprising failures? Today, we'll uncover these secrets and so much more. From its unique traditions and rigid laws to its curious innovations and untold stories, North Korea is a puzzle waiting to be solved. So, join me as we embark on a journey into the heart of one of the most enigmatic nations on the planet. Welcome to the untold story of North Korea, 60 mind-blowing facts. If you enjoy exploring fascinating topics like this, don't forget to subscribe to Fact Geeks for more amazing content about countries around the world. Let's dive in. Welcome to Fact Geeks. Today we're uncovering the mysteries of one of the most secretive nations in the world, North Korea. Get ready for the untold story of North Korea, 60 mind-blowing facts. And we're counting down from 60 to the most astonishing fact. Let's begin. Number 60. Unique calendar system. North Korea doesn't follow the Gregorian calendar. Instead, they use the Juche calendar, which starts in 1912, the year of Kim Il-sung's birth. That makes this year Juche 113. Their calendar system symbolizes the country's ideological foundation. Number 59. Pyongyang, the showcase city. Pyongyang isn't just a capital city, it's a carefully designed propaganda tool. It's full of wide, empty streets and pristine buildings to impress foreign visitors. However, most citizens are not even allowed to live there unless they are from the elite class. Number 58. Fake city of Kijongdong. Near the DMZ, North Korea built Kijongdong, a city meant to lure South Koreans into defecting. From afar, it looks like a thriving area with modern buildings, but the city is completely empty. No residents, no real activity, just propaganda. Number 57. The Ryojong Hotel. Known as the Hotel of Doom. The Ryojong Hotel is a 105-story skyscraper that has been under construction since 1987. Its unfinished state is a symbol of North Korea's economic struggles, but it remains a prominent landmark in Pyongyang. Number 56. Controlled hairstyles. In North Korea, you can't just choose any hairstyle. The government approves 18 hairstyles for women and 10 for men. These are considered patriotic styles that conform to their strict standards of modesty. Number 55. Strict border security. The border between North and South Korea is one of the most fortified in the world. Armed guards, landmines, and high-tech surveillance systems ensure no one crosses undetected. The tension at this border has persisted since the Korean War. Number 54. Loudspeaker propaganda. North Korea broadcasts propaganda across the DMZ using loudspeakers promoting their ideology and criticizing South Korea. In response, South Korea has occasionally retaliated with K-pop songs, a unique form of psychological warfare. Number 53. 100% literacy rate. North Korea claims to have a 100% literacy rate, meaning every citizen can read and write. While this may seem impressive, external observers have questioned the validity of this claim, given the lack of independent verification. Number 52. The 3 generations of punishment rule. If a citizen commits a crime, their entire family, children and grandchildren can also be punished. This policy aims to instill fear and discourage any dissent against the regime. Number 51. Giant Stadium. The Rangrado Mayday Stadium in Pyongyang is the largest stadium in the world with a capacity of 114,000. It's used for mass events such as the Arirang Festival and is a symbol of the regime's grand ambitions. Number 50. No internet access. Ordinary citizens in North Korea do not have access to the internet. Instead, they use a closed intranet system called Gwangmyeong, which only includes state-approved content and is heavily monitored. Number 49. Worship of leaders. The Kim family is treated as deities in North Korea. Statues, portraits, and monuments dedicated to Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Jong-un are scattered across the country, and citizens are expected to bow and pay their respects. Number 48. Limited foreign interaction. North Korean citizens are not allowed to interact with foreigners. This isolation extends to banning foreign movies, music, and books, with harsh punishments for those caught consuming them. Number 47. The Arirang Festival. This massive festival features over 100,000 performers showcasing gymnastics, art, and music. It's designed to glorify the regime and is one of the most elaborate propaganda events in the world. Number 46. Military First Policy. North Korea's Songun policy prioritizes military spending above all else. Even during famines, resources are directed to the military, making it one of the largest in the world despite the country's economic struggles. Number 45. Currency restrictions. Foreign visitors are not allowed to use the North Korean won. Instead, they must use foreign currencies like euros, US dollars, or Chinese yuan. This segregation reflects the regime's strict control over its economy and foreign interactions. Number 44. Mansudae Grand Monument. The Mansudae Grand Monument in Pyongyang features massive bronze statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Citizens and tourists alike are required to bow before these statues, a gesture of reverence mandated by the state. Number 43. Propaganda Village Schools. Schools in North Korea heavily focus on propaganda. Children learn songs glorifying the Kim family and are taught that their leaders are responsible for all good things in life. Academic content takes a back seat to ideological teachings. Number 42. Diplomatic isolation. North Korea has diplomatic relations with very few countries. It is heavily sanctioned and has strained relationships with most of the world. China and Russia remain its primary allies, but even these relationships are complex. Number 41. North Korean defectors. Every year, a few North Koreans manage to escape to South Korea or other countries. However, defectors face immense dangers, including being hunted down by North Korean agents and risking imprisonment or execution if caught. Number 40. Pyongyang Metro System. The Pyongyang Metro is one of the deepest subway systems in the world, doubling as a bomb shelter. However, its limited routes and heavily controlled access make it more of a propaganda display than a functional transport system. Number 39. Mount Paektu. Considered sacred, Mount Paektu is a national symbol in North Korea. It is also claimed to be the birthplace of Kim Jong-il, though historical evidence suggests otherwise. The mountain is featured prominently in the country's myths and propaganda. Number 38. Mass Games Spectacle. The mass games involve tens of thousands of performers working in perfect unison to create enormous human mosaics. These displays are meticulously rehearsed for months and symbolize the collective spirit of North Korea. Number 37. The Eternal Leaders. Kim Il-sung holds the title of Eternal President even decades after his death. Similarly, Kim Jong-il is considered the Eternal General Secretary. This peculiar practice reflects the regime's deification of its leaders. Number 36. Compulsory military service. North Korea has one of the longest mandatory military service periods in the world. Men must serve for about 10 years, while women are required to serve for 7 years. This policy ensures the country maintains a massive standing army. Number 35. Only 3 TV channels. North Korea has only 3 state-run TV channels, and they broadcast strictly controlled content. Programs often include propaganda news, documentaries glorifying the regime, and patriotic movies. Number 34. No private vehicles. Private car ownership is extremely rare in North Korea. Most vehicles are owned by the government, and roads are often empty. This lack of personal transportation reflects the regime's control over mobility and resources. Number 33. Strict tourism rules. Tourists visiting North Korea must be accompanied by government-approved guides at all times. Photographing certain areas, interacting with locals, or wandering off alone is strictly prohibited. Number 32. North Korea's own beer. North Korea produces its own beer, Taedonggang beer, which is surprisingly well regarded. It's one of the few locally made consumer products that the regime allows to be consumed somewhat freely. Number 31. The Arch of Triumph. Built to commemorate Kim Il-sung's resistance against Japan, The Arch of Triumph in Pyongyang is taller than Paris's Arc de Triomphe. It's a striking example of the regime's grandiose approach to architecture and propaganda. Number 30. Kim Jong-un's love for basketball. Kim Jong-un is a huge fan of basketball, particularly the NBA. He even invited former NBA player Dennis Rodman to North Korea several times, making Rodman an unlikely cultural ambassador. Number 29. Nationwide blackouts. North Korea is infamous for its lack of electricity, with frequent blackouts. Satellite images show the country almost entirely dark at night, except for faint lights in Pyongyang, symbolizing the nation's poor infrastructure. Number 28. North Korea's missile tests. The country has gained global attention for its missile tests, claiming they are for defense. These tests are a source of tension with neighboring countries and have resulted in numerous international sanctions. Number 27. Kim Il-sung's eternal smile. All statues and portraits of Kim Il-sung are designed to depict him with a benevolent smile. This deliberate choice aims to present him as a caring and paternal figure for the nation. Number 26. Bizarre festivals. North Korea celebrates unique festivals, including the Day of the Sun, honoring Kim Il-sung's birthday. These events involve massive parades, artistic performances, and nationwide participation. Number 25. The Tower of the Juche idea. This monument in Pyongyang symbolizes the Juche philosophy of self-reliance. Standing at 170 meters tall, it is a key propaganda tool and a must-see attraction for foreign visitors. Number 24. Propaganda posters everywhere. The streets of North Korea are filled with colorful propaganda posters promoting the regime's ideology. These posters often depict heroic workers, soldiers, and leaders in vibrant, dramatic imagery. Number 23. State-sponsored kidnappings. North Korea has been accused of abducting people from other countries, including South Korea and Japan. These individuals were allegedly forced to train spies or contribute to the regime's propaganda efforts. Number 22. Unique traffic officers. In Pyongyang, traffic officers, mostly women, are a common sight, standing on pedestals and directing non-existent traffic. Their presence adds to the city's choreographed atmosphere. Number 21. Pleasure squads for leaders. It's alleged that high-ranking officials, including the Kim family, have employed pleasure squads composed of young women selected for their beauty. This is one of the more controversial and unverified claims about the regime. Number 20. North Korean operas. The country produces elaborate operas that glorify its leaders and promote its ideology. These performances are considered a blend of art and propaganda, designed to inspire loyalty among citizens. Number 19. Monitored conversations. Even personal conversations in North Korea can be monitored. Citizens are trained from a young age to avoid saying anything critical of the regime, even within their own homes. Number 18. Hand-painted movies. North Korea has a unique film industry where many of the posters and sets are hand-painted. Movies are typically used to glorify the regime, focusing on themes of patriotism and sacrifice. Number 17. Secretive underground tunnels. The North Korean military has built a network of secret tunnels under the DMZ, allegedly to infiltrate South Korea. Some of these tunnels have been discovered, but many remain hidden. Number 16. Kim Jong-il's film obsession. Kim Jong-il was reportedly a huge fan of Hollywood movies. With an extensive collection of thousands of films, he even kidnapped a South Korean director to help improve North Korea's film industry. Number 15. The Mansudae Art Studio. North Korea's Mansudae Art Studio is one of the largest art production facilities in the world. It creates propaganda art for North Korea and even sells monumental sculptures to other countries, including African nations. Number 14. Secret prison camps. North Korea operates secretive prison camps known as Kwanliso, where political prisoners are sent for forced labor. These camps are infamous for their harsh conditions, and entire families can be imprisoned for a single individual's alleged crime. Number 13. Limited mobile phones. While mobile phones exist in North Korea, they are strictly controlled. Citizens can only call domestically, and every phone is monitored by the government, with no access to the global internet. Number 12. Kim Il-sung flowers. A hybrid flower called the Kim Il-sunggia was created and named after Kim Il-sung. Similarly, a flower called the Kim Jong-ilya honors Kim Jong-il. These flowers are showcased during grand exhibitions celebrating the leaders. Number 11. The massive fish tanks in restaurants. In elite Pyongyang restaurants, fish tanks allow diners to pick live fish for their meals. However, this luxury is available only to the elite, as most citizens cannot afford such dining experiences. Number 10. Pyongyang's elite stores. There are luxury stores in Pyongyang that sell imported goods like Swiss watches, Italian suits, and French perfumes, but these are exclusively for the country's elite and foreign diplomats. Number 9. State-approved fashion. Citizens must conform to strict dress codes. Men typically wear suits, while women favor traditional Korean hanbok or state-approved modern attire. Western fashion, like jeans, is often banned as it symbolizes Western influence. Number 8. No religious freedom. While North Korea claims to allow religious freedom, in reality, practicing religion is heavily restricted. Religious gatherings are often staged for foreigners, while true religious practices can lead to imprisonment. Number 7. The eternal flame of Kim Il-sung. An eternal flame burns at the base of the Mansudae Grand Monument, symbolizing the everlasting presence of Kim Il-sung. Citizens are expected to visit and pay their respects on national holidays. Number 6. Space program with a twist. North Korea's space program, known as NADA, National Aerospace Development Administration, has launched satellites, though many were reportedly unsuccessful. Its logo bears a striking resemblance to NASA's emblem. Number 5. Juche philosophy. Juche, the ideology of self-reliance, dominates North Korean life. It teaches that the nation can thrive without external help, though in reality the country relies heavily on aid and trade with China. Number 4. Only 3 generations of leaders. North Korea is ruled by the Kim dynasty, starting with Kim Il-sung, followed by Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un. This hereditary leadership structure is unique among communist nations. Number 3. The Brigade of Beauties. The regime selects young women to represent the nation during state events, calling them the Brigade of Beauties. They often appear during talks with foreign delegations or high-profile events. Number 2. The DMZ Wildlife Sanctuary. Ironically, the heavily militarized DMZ has become an unintended wildlife sanctuary. With minimal human interference, it now hosts diverse flora and fauna, including rare species like the Amur leopard. Number 1. The cult of personality. At the core of North Korea's identity is its cult of personality. The Kim family is revered as godlike figures, with citizens taught from birth to attribute all successes, no matter how small, to their leadership. The level of devotion demanded is unparalleled in modern history. And that wraps up our countdown of the untold story of North Korea, 60 mind-blowing facts. North Korea is truly a nation of paradoxes, simultaneously fascinating and chilling. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love exploring unique stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fact Geeks for more incredible content about countries around the world. See you in the next video.